So I would burn this, and then I would like put it back together, like glue it. That doesn't. I would glue together the ashes from it, and then I would burn it again. Or welcome back to Emily is Too Fond of Books, where we talk about books and we just hang out, me and you. I want to do my June wrap up. I know it's July 11th. Leave me alone. I want to do my June wrap up, but before I do that, I do want to do some housekeeping. I just want to tell you, what I'm up to in the month of July. I'm participating in 2 readathons. I'm doing the Summer Splash readathon hosted by Sallythames. There's a bingo board. There's a Discord where we talk about our reads. We do reading sprints. There's buddy reads happening. Instagram challenges. It's so fun. There's a bingo board. There's graphics and everything. It's awesome. The second readathon that I'm participating in is Summerween, which starts on July 15th and ends on the 21st, I believe. That's hosted by Olivia Reads a Latte and Gabby Reads. I'll put all of their stuff down below, and the readathon related stuff down below. All the readathons, all the information is going to be in the description. So there's still time to participate in Summer Splash. It lasts until the end of the month, and Summerween starts on Friday. So if you want to participate in any of those, I think that it would be such a good idea. So fun. I'm having such a great time, and I'm having a great reading month. And also, my first ever vlog is going to be my Summerween vlog. So buckle up. That's going to be really fun. Okay, so let's get into what this video is, because I'm changing up my my wrap up. I'm certain that a lot of you know who my friend janagaton is. She's just an amazing booktuber, amazing human, so beautiful, so creative, and so kind. She, on her channel, she does her wrap-ups as the reread, rewrite, burn tag, which is like F, marry, kill, but with books. And I've been watching her channel for a long time, way before we ever even talked. And I've always loved this style, and I always thought, like, what if I did that? But I didn't want to do it without asking her. So of course I came to her and I said I would love to try it out, and see how it works for me. I'm sure it's gonna be a cluster, just like my other wrap-ups are, but I'm excited to give it a go and to pay homage to one of my favorite people. Jan, I love you. You are the best. So all credit goes to Jan for that idea. Her information and all her stuff is going to be down below. And yeah, let's get into it. And all of my books are on little like crumpled / folded. Some of them are folded, some of them are crumpled. I wasn't very meticulous with that. But basically I'm going to pull 3 out at a time, and then we're going to talk about the books, and I'm going to say, which one I would reread, which one I would rewrite, and which one I would burn. Which burn is so harsh, but it's just theoretical. It's not that deep, and that's what I have to remind myself. So we're going to do the first round. Gotta shake it up, even though I don't know what anything is in here. Like, I don't even remember half of the books I read because there were too many. I usually read like 6 books in a month. Like, this was crazy. Oh, also, I think it's worth noting, my TBR for June, like, I made a June TBR for Pride Month. I did not stick to that at all. I read like some books from the TBR, but they were not, I added to it. It was a mess. So anyway, okay, so we've got Here For It, or How to Save Your Soul in America by R. Eric Thomas. And we have Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. And we have The Appeal by Janice Hallett. So I'm going to talk about Here For It first. Here for It is a memoir by Eric Thomas about Eric Thomas's life, and growing up as a gay black man in Baltimore. And it's just such a funny book. It like also got me in the heart like several times. I cried a lot like listening to this audiobook. He was just a delight. I'm literally going to read anything he puts out from now on. Like, this book was so good. And I gave it 5 stars, obviously. And it was just a joy to read. So I would definitely reread this. So that answers that question. I would reread that. Next, I want to talk about, which one? The Appeal. I'm going to talk about The Appeal. I have it right here. I gave this 5 stars too. This is basically a murder mystery, only you're basically helping to solve it with the like investigators. So it's told in like epistolary format. Epistolary? I don't know. Through emails and texts, and you're like reviewing these text messages and trying to solve the mystery. And I actively tried to solve this mystery, and I had a really good time doing it. I didn't completely figure it out by the end, but I had a really good time doing it. It felt like, an activity to do. I had like a whole color coding system and stuff. I even like wrote down all the characters so I could keep track of them. There's a list, but I didn't want to keep flipping back. And yeah, I just had like a fun time. Like, this was more about vibes for me than anything else. However, there are things I would rewrite about it. I would rewrite, not without getting too specific. I would make it so there was more murder in the murder mystery, if that makes sense. If you've read the book, you know what I mean, and if you haven't read the book, you should read it to find out what I mean, because it's not going to be for everybody, but I do think that it's worth a shot. I really like this book. I still think about it. So that leaves me burning Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly, even though I loved it and I gave it 5 stars. These are 3 5-star books. Isn't fair. It's not fair. But I loved Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. I talked about what it's about in my June TBR, because this was actually on my June TBR. I actually read something off my TBR. I know. We are all shook. So it was amazing. I just loved the romance. I thought it was spicy, Ooh, it was spicy. It was a food romance. It was spicy. God, food pun. Anyway, I thought that Dahlia as a character was very cute. I loved, just the romance was so sweet and like very believable, the way that it grew. And I really had no complaints about the book at all. So I feel bad for burning it. Oh my god. Let's do the next one. We've got 1, 2. We're stuck together. Girls Can Kiss Now by Jill Goodowitz. Yerba Buena by Nina Lacour. And third one, this one's a folded up one. Love That Story, Observations from a Gorgeously Queer Life by Jonathan Van Ness. Okay, so let's talk about these, alright? Let me see. Just now. 2 of these are books of essays, so that makes it really hard. So let's start with Yerba Buena. Yerba Buena by Nina Lacour. Actually, I have it right here. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't have it. Yerba Buena is about these 2 women who they meet, and like their connection is immediate, and it's basically like it's like dual timelines, but like it talks about like their lives, like leading up to when they meet. And you know, there's a lot of like uses of certain like themes and motifs, and like it's very literary fiction. It's hard for me to describe it without reading the inside flap. But I thought that this was beautiful. I read this in like a day and a half. I buddy read it with Michelle from Michelle's library. And we both loved it. We both gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. I just had so much, the way that Michelle talked about it in her review, Michelle said, that she said, how can something so sad be so hopeful? And I think that's a very, just like a perfect way to describe Yerba Buena. I loved it. It was beautiful. I would reread Yerba Buena for sure. It leaves me with Love That Story, Observations from a Gorgeously Queer Life by Jonathan Van Ness. Jonathan Van Ness is from Queer Eye. They also have a podcast. They have another show on Netflix based on their podcast. And this is like a follow-up to their memoir, Over the Top, which I loved and gave 5 stars. This is a collection of essays as well. And parts of it I thought were really great. And parts of it really fell flat for me, which made me really sad because I love listening to them talk. I listened to the audiobook and it was really comforting to me. They're just wonderful, and yeah, I did like this book, but I didn't love it. I gave it 3 stars. So for that reason, I would burn it. 1, 2, 3. My Policeman by Beth Ann Roberts. Sex or Ice Cream by Ana Navarro. Oh my god. That makes it easy. Oh my god, this is folded up all the way. I think I ripped it too. This is a disaster. Okay, Under the Udala Trees by Chinelo Okparanta. Oh my god, this makes it so much harder. Hold on, okay, hold on. Okay. So, Under the Udala Trees is the story of this girl, Ijoma, who is growing up in war-torn Nigeria in the mid-1900s. And she falls in love. She's displaced, and she falls in love with another displaced girl. And it's even more dangerous because she and this girl are from opposing ethnic groups, I guess you could say. And she's Igbo, and this girl is I forget, but she's, not Igbo. So this kind of, it's not so much a romance as it is just following Ijoma through her life, and it's really, really sad. It broke my heart so much. It was hard to get through because it just, really made me just right in the heart, And I read this for Jessie from Bowtiesandbooks for their Patreon exclusive buddy read, and everyone was having such trouble with it because while it is extremely well written and while it's wonderful, it was hard to get through. However, and I wouldn't normally make this call, but given what else I have, the other 2 that I got, I would have to reread this because while it was hard to get through, it was beautiful and I loved it and I gave it 5 stars. It was a wonderful book. So you should definitely, I mean, if you can handle it, you should read it. I loved it. So now we have My Policeman by Beth and Roberts. And the reason why I read this is because Harry Styles is going to be in the movie. What can I say? I am a simp. And, yeah, so I read this, I buddy read this with Michelle, and, I liked it, but there were things about it that they made me mad. They made me mad. At best they made me uncomfortable. At worst they made me mad. Like, the more I think about it, like, I gave it 3 stars, like, it was fine, but, you know, it just, I would rewrite this and I would take all the stuff that I thought was cringe or not necessary or dumb or, you know, annoying or gross. I would take all of that out and I would replace it with goodness. That sounds so mean, but you know, so I have Sex or Ice Cream, and if you watched my last video, I talked about this, in my, mid-year book freakout tag. I talked about Sex or Ice Cream there, and I'm not gonna rehash all of that. All I'll say right here is that it's a memoir about asexuality. It's poorly written, it's bad, it's offensive, and I hated it. So I would burn this, and then I would, like, put it back together, like, glue it. That doesn't, I would glue together the ashes from it, and then I would burn it again. It was a waste of time. It was short, but it was still a waste of time. So let's do the next one. I actually only have 3 left in here, so I'm just gonna take these out, and we're gonna see what they are. So 1, 2, 3. We have, oh my god, Please Love Me at My Worst by Michaela Angmir, which is a poetry collection. We have We Are Okay by Anita Lacour, which you can't read any of these. I don't know why I'm showing them to you. And we have Some Girls Do by Jennifer Dugan. Okay, so which one am I going to talk about first? In my June TBR, I did give a full synopsis of this book. I read the inside flap. So I'm just going to go into talking about how I felt about it. If you want to, you know, hear the synopsis from me, check out my June TBR. But, you know, right now we're just going to talk about how I felt. I gave this 5 stars, obviously. I feel like I've been talking about this book for weeks. But it was so good. I tabbed so much of it, and for such a short book, it really packs a punch. I think Nina Lacour is just an amazing writer, and really knows how to tug at my heartstrings. So I would definitely reread this, no question. Next I have Some Girls Do by Jennifer Dugan. This was a good book. I think I gave it like 4.5 stars, maybe 5. I don't know. I thought it was really great, and like it was kind of basic, but like it was good. It was fine. Like it was a book that I wish that I had had when I was a teenage girl coming into my own. I also gave a full synopsis of that one in my June TBR, because this was also on my June TBR. See, I read some books from it. So again, if you want to hear that, you know, check that video out. And lastly, I have Please Love Me at My Worst, by Michaela Angmir, which is a poetry collection. It focuses on anxiety and depression, and like there's some stuff about like quarantine, because I think it was written in the early days of the pandemic. And it was fine. I gave it, I think, like 3 stars. It was okay. I mean, I don't really remember a lot about it, so I think I would burn that one, and I would rewrite Some Girls Do, because Some Girls Do is a little basic, and maybe I could add some like pizzazz to it or something, you know, add a little something extra so that it's like not so basic, you know. But please love me at my worst. I mean, poetry is a very personal thing, and I wouldn't want to, like, you know, take someone's poetry and like put a bunch of red ink all over it, you know. So I would just burn that because I don't really remember anything about it anyway. So yeah, those are all the books. It for me for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you had a great reading month last month and that you're having a good reading month this month. Big thank you to Jan for letting me borrow her idea. Don't think I'll be doing it again just because it's a little bit difficult for me personally, but it was fun. And yeah, if you're the nicest person in the world, you know, subscribe. If you liked this video, like. And yeah, I'll see you in my Summerween vlog. Hopefully, if I actually do my Summerween vlog. You never know what's gonna happen on this channel. Yeah, bye! Emily, and welcome to... And yeah, so I have all the books written in here, and I'm gonna... Beep!